Single most important ingredient of learning to become influential, of learning to affect others with your words, is understanding the difference between what I want to say, what you need to hear. But I guarantee when you arrive home tonight and the door opens into your house or your apartment, and as you walk through, your partner says, "You're late. You're always late." In this moment, what I want to say, what you need to hear, become very far apart. And in this moment, you have a choice. But many don't take this choice. The most powerful word that you can learn when you start to feel emotion jump. Because when emotion jumps, intelligence drops. If you feel inside yourself a chute, a Spanish word for a surge in emotion, I want you to practice using the word interesting. You arrive home a few minutes later than you had agreed. You smile because you fought the traffic to get home quick. You open the door. It opens. There's a face there with a bit of a grimace saying, "You're late. You're always late." What are you going to say? Good. You get to work tomorrow. Your boss says, "Where's that report? I thought it was ready." What do you say? Good, you're ready. This word, interesting, gives you time to make a more conscious decision between what I want to say and what you need to hear. There are days you will still decide it's worth it. But there's a few more weekends that we spent in a sense of connection, intimacy, and love. There'll be a few more meetings at work that quickly move on to looking at what do we do? Where do we go from here? How do we use what we've got? We'll become resourceful rather than looking at who screwed up to get us here. So my gift for you is the word interesting, to give you that moment of choice between what I want to say and what you need to hear. We're here to learn how to speak to move people to action. And one of the keys here is your call to action, how you close a speech. There are two ways to close. There's the direct close and the indirect close. In the direct close, you ask specifically for the action you're looking for. Vote for me. Sign on the dotted line. Buy my product. Visit our website. Those are the direct close. The direct close is quite aggressive, but it makes it clear what action you're looking for from the audience. The second type of close is the indirect close. An indirect close reminds the audience of the pain that they will continue to suffer until they do your action. What's the pain that the audience will suffer until they implement your action? Will they stay late at work every day until they use your new time management technique? Will their children suffer every day when they smoke and that smoke smell reaches them? If they fail to insulate their attic, will they lose 10 euros in energy going out through the roof every day? So direct close, call for the action directly. An indirect close, remind the audience of the pain. What's the pain that's going to go away when they move to the action you're looking for? Those are the only two ways to call to action. And Aristotle tells us we need to connect on three levels if we are to change another person, if we are to reach them with our words, if we are to reach them and allow them to see a new way of seeing the world. Logos, ethos, and pathos. Logos is that my words make sense from your point of view. My argument starts from where you start. My beliefs start from what you believe. And the search for this point, the enthymeme, the point where my beliefs and your beliefs begin, is the most important part of Logos. Finding a point where we can begin. If you can find this point, you can build enormous, great monuments on top of it. If you never find this point, you're building monuments on sand. Ethos, trust, credibility. Why are you listening to me? What are the ingredients that allow you to decide it's worth listening to me here on this stage? Part of it has to do with reputation. You assume no one would have just let me walk in here and take the stage. There must be something that I've done. You could search on Google and find out, who is this guy? You could ask a friend, who is this guy? So one part of credibility is what they say about me, what Google says. It's very hard to run away from Google these days, which I hope is increasing transparency and the need to have lived a good life in order to be considered worthy of trust. But the second part is the way I speak, the way I look, the way I move. And all human beings are very good at seeing whether someone looks like they believe in what they say, looks like they care about what it is they're talking about, and looks into the audience seeking that your eyes are shining, showing that you're getting what I'm telling you. Logos, ethos. The third element is pathos, emotion. Aristotle said, if you connect with the reason, you see my motive and you have a reason to trust, but you do not feel as a human being, you will not change. You will do what you would have done anyway. But if I am to get a change to happen, I must connect through emotion. And there's two ways that humans connect through emotion. One is story. Story is how we share emotion. A story is an atomic element of emotion. The second is by feeling it intensely. Logos, ethos, and pathos. If you want to connect to another human being, you must find a way of connecting on these three levels. Logos, that your argument makes sense from their point of view. Ethos, they understand your motive, why it's important to you. Pathos, what do you feel? What do you want the other to feel about the messages that are important to you? About why it's good to be a moral leader and not greed-driven. And for the last 10 years, I've been teaching. And I teach how to be persuasive. And I think the single most important ingredient of learning to become influential, of learning to affect others with your words, is understanding the difference between what I want to say, what you need to hear.